Gifted Crafters, welcome back to my channel. This is our second live event on the YouTube channel, so I am super excited to be here. Now, before I get started, let me just do a quick technology check. If you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the chat. And I'm just going to check to see who we have out there. We've got a couple of people out there. I just want to say hello to a couple of people. Hello to Bariqua Sewing and Crafts, my sister. Thank you so much for joining. 1 Minute Tips. Hey, how are you? We also have Athena Tien. I'm so glad you could join. And this is so exciting. Oh, Marlene, thank you for joining again. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for your comments. I was really nervous the first time. I'm still nervous this time. So we'll see how the second event goes, but this is really just a little nerve-wracking, but it's so much fun. And for those of you who've never done a live out there, just give it a chance. You know, it's really a little nerve-wracking, but it's really a lot of fun, and I think you'll really enjoy it, especially if you love talking about things that you love to do, just like I'm going to do today. So it seems like... Let's see. It seems like everyone can see me and hear me, so I'm really happy about that. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things that we talked about on our first live, which was on some of the projects that I've been working on. So one of the things that I have been working on is cutaway embroidery. And I've done a little bit of research on it, kind of tested it out, and I'm going to share with you a couple of tips that I found when I was doing the actual project. So let me jump right in and show you the very first one that I did. So this embroidery right here, I used the cutaway process. And on here, I can tell you that what I did was order a few of the handkerchiefs from Amazon. Now, the first pack that I ordered was a little small, and I don't know, but I think the quality of these, they seem to feel a little bit better than the second batch that I bought. But they are very sheer, and you can kind of see, if you can see this, the fabric is a little drapey, so you can see how it drapes very much. What I did do was I sprayed it with some starch just to kind of keep the fabric a little bit stiff before I go in to start embroidering. So I found this didn't need too much starch. It really wasn't too bad, but I can tell you that this specific fabric, it wasn't exactly my favorite, but I can tell you compared to the second batch, I think this one will hold up a little bit better, and I'll show you why. So this was the first batch that I bought. The second batch that I bought looks a little bit like this. First off, you can see just from the color, I found it to be a little bit off of the white color, so it wasn't exactly white, and the sheerness of it was, I guess, not the best quality. Like it was sheer, but it just didn't seem like it would hold up very well when I put it through my embroidery. So I was a little bit nervous about this. The quality of it, when you felt it, it didn't feel as stiff as I would like it to be before I put it on the embroidery machine. So what I did was I went ahead and I wanted to test one out. I did get, I think it was this one first. So I went ahead and did it with this one. And when I did it on the second one, I think I kind of liked the results a little bit better. So let me just show you what it came out to look like. This was one of the designs that I bought. And as you can see, I went ahead and the cut that I did was only this little border right here. And I'm hoping you guys can see this well. This is where all the cuts were made, which this is a really simple design because it didn't have too many cuts, which is exactly what I wanted since this was kind of my first time at it. I wanted to make sure that You know, I didn't pick something that was just really difficult. So it was pretty simple, where when I put this on the hoop and the machine stitched out the first stitch, once it does that stitch, you take it off the machine, and that's when you start to cut the fabric. It was a pretty simple cut, but I can tell you it was a little difficult to kind of get the hang of wanting to be able to cut it without cutting the stabilizer. So as you can see in the back, you have a little bit of that stabilizer, and I'll talk a little bit about the stabilizer that I used. But it was a little difficult kind of pricking it out because it was such a small area. But I can tell you that, you know, once I cut it out, the rest of it, I mean, it was pretty easy after that. So this was the first one that I did. Now, you'll notice that I was not able to hit it right on the point. One of the things that I did not like about this fabric is once I put it through and the embroidery was done, I noticed that the fabric was distorted. It's not exactly square, as you can see, and it did a little bit of pulling. So I guess you got to kind of account for that, because it is going to pull some of the fibers on there, but I wasn't expecting it to pull quite as much. So it could be because the design is a little bit thick here, but I just found that to, you know, not be too desirable. But in any event, the design itself is pretty. It did come out cute, and, you know, it's something that you can give as a gift, you know, for weddings or any kind of occasion. I think someone would really appreciate it. So let me just pause right there. If we have any questions, please go ahead and drop it into the chat. Now, is there anyone out there that has also done this type of embroidery? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. If you want to share some tips on some things that you've done yourself, please let me know. Let's see. We have, let's see. Oh, Marilyn says, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. 1 minute tips is very nice. I'm all new to this. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, so let me just move on and show you the second design that I've done. This one has more of a little bit of a wintry theme. And I can tell you that this one didn't have all of the curves that the first one had. So cutting it out was actually even easier than it was on the first one. So on this one, I just had to do a straight cut after the first stitch was done. I took it out of the machine and just cut this very small piece here. And then I put it back on the machine and went ahead and did the design. So it really wasn't too bad. I can tell you on this one, I did not use starch. The first one I did. And what I did notice is on this one, I didn't have so much of a pull, which was kind of odd to me, because I would think that the starch was going to make the fabric a little bit harder and not move around as much. But for some reason, it did not pull as much. Now, then again, you have to also look at the design itself. The first design was a little bit more dense, and the second design was not as dense. So I think that was really the reason why I did not have as much of a pull on the second one. But again, on this one, it's something that, you know, you could use as a handkerchief to give as a gift. Some people also use them as like a dolly, and they put them, you know, on the edge of something that kind of just hangs on a drawer. So I think it's really pretty. It's something that adds a little accent to any piece that you're looking to make. And you could really just go crazy with this. You can monogram it, you can put your name on it, and there's so many things that you can do. But now let's just talk a little bit about the stabilizer. Let me just show you a couple of things here. So these are some of the stabilizers that are out there. And we'll start with the one that I used, which happens to be the Pellon. This is the Pellon Style number is 551HBX. This is the Sol U film. It's a wash away embroidery stabilizer. And I got this up in Hobby Lobby, I believe, and it worked okay. This was one of the ones that I used. Now, I think I have some samples of it here. What you'll see in here once you get it, it's really plastic. It almost feels like a plasticky type of stabilizer, very thin. It is wash away, so once you put it into the water, it will disappear. And if you've never done cutaway before, you go ahead and you will hoop this on, and then you would have your material underneath it. And you go ahead and do your first stitch. After your first stitch, you will take it out of the hoop and you will cut your fabric off, which is the fabric where you would like the wash away to take in. So what you do after that, when you're done with the project itself and you take it off the embroidery machine, you just get some water and you just kind of submerge it in the water, and this wash away will disappear, which will then leave you with the holes in the embroidery onto the fabric. So it makes a really quick little gift, and it adds a little bit more of an accent to any piece. Now, this wash away, I think it worked pretty well. However, as I kept researching, there were some people that said instead of using the wash away, what you should be using is the sticky fabric solvay wash away. So this is basically the same as a wash away, but this has a little bit different type of material. So you'll notice in this stabilizer, it's not this plasticky type stabilizer. This actually has a little bit of linen in there, and it has a backing that makes it sticky. So it allows you to be able to float your item onto the hoop. So I actually liked this one. I haven't played around with it too much, but I think it's great that it'll allow you to then take your napkin or towel or handkerchief, whatever the item is that you're trying to embroider, and it allows you to position it on top of the hoop or float it. I find that to be a little bit easier because then you're able, if you don't place it exactly in the right position that you want, you can easily just kind of pick it up and then reposition it again. So I found that a lot easier than doing it with the wash away stabilizer and having the actual product hooped on to the machine, because if I didn't place it in the right place, I have to undo the hoop and do the whole thing kind of all over again. So I kind of liked doing it this way. I thought it was a little bit quicker, and for me it let me do this a little bit more accurate. Okay, so let's just take a quick look. 1 minute tips. I'm all new to this. I love that dinner napkin. Gabarico, I really did like it too. I thought it was really pretty designs, but there's so many designs that are out there. And I'm gonna try a couple more. I'm actually looking one for Christmas, which I think this one's a really nice one. It has a little snowflake on it, so it's nice for Christmas time. But we have for fall and so all the holidays that are coming up, there's just a lot of nice ones that you can make. Okay, Trisha says, how much are the stabilizers? Well, Trisha, I can tell you the one that I got from Hobby Lobby, this one costs $10.99, and this one is 8" by 9 yards. So you get quite a few. I mean, let me just show you the actual roll. It doesn't look like much, but really it goes a long way. It's really not, you know, it's not as little as you think it is, because really you don't need all that much when you're doing these embroidery. I mean, depending on your design, this design really didn't take much at all. And so I just kind of cut the piece that I needed, and I actually stuck some leftover ones that I had inside the little round thing here. and I just hold on to it because you never know when you're going to have just some little tiny piece that you want to attach the water stabilizer to, and you can just use this piece. So, you know, it's a little pricey, $11.99, but for, you know, it's not something that you're going to need all that often. I think it was enough just to get the job done. And, you know, this was just my first time doing it, so this is what I found. I can tell you the sulky, I believe those, I ordered them from Amazon, and they were probably around $12.99, around that area. I don't recall offhand, but I think it was around that price range. Okay, so the third stabilizer. So we've got our water soluble from Pellon, and then we have our sticky water soluble from Sulky. The third one is the Sulky water soluble stabilizer, and this is very similar to the Pelican brand that I just showed you. It does have that plasticky feel. I haven't even used this one yet, but this one, it's the exact same one. It's just a different brand. So I don't know if they'll perform any different or not. Let me know if you have experience on using either Pellon or the Sulky brand, and let me know which one you think is better. I haven't tried this one yet, but I went ahead and got it because I thought I got the wrong one, and then I ended up ordering two, which was two different brands. But so far, the one that I've tried did work out well, but I think the sticky stabilizer, the sticky wash away is probably the winner so far. Okay, so that is what I wanted to let you know about the stabilizers. So let me just switch over because I do have some stuff that I want to show you. So let me just clear this up. Because I did a little shopping, and guys, fall is coming. So it's time for those wonderful colors. Yay! I really love the fall because I love the colors that are associated with the reds, the orange, the browns. These are just my colors. I love them. So this is something that I just threw together last year. It's just a little pillow. And it has just, you know, some cute little sayings, thankful, gobble, gobble, gather together, apple pie, pumpkin pie. I mean, these are just, you know, all my favorite little sayings and favorite little things that I love about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving to me is just all about, you know, having the family together, eating, and, you know, just having a great time. So that's what I kind of associate that holiday with. So I wanted to show you a couple of things that I picked up just this morning. So I did stop in the dollar store, and they have a lot of back to school stuff, but I think they're starting to kind of take out all of the fall things. And some of the things I found were some fabrics. And I know you wouldn't think of really going to the dollar store for fabric, but, you know, I have quite a bit of their little Crafters Square brand fabric, and I think it's great. I mean, for applique, for little projects that you can do, you know, zippered pouches and all kinds of things. These little $1.25 items, you know, work out great. And they have some really pretty colors. So we have like this orangey, kind of a plaid type look. You know, then we have another plaid that's kind of got some darker colors. And then, of course, this kind of like an orangey red type color. And I think these are pretty. They're kind of associated with fall, so I could use these for some applique projects, for some upcoming Thanksgiving, maybe some shirts. Maybe I can put it into an apron for Thanksgiving. You know, just little projects, some ideas that you can do with your family and friends. Now, I also picked up a couple other things. Now, these are not These are not fabric related, but there's some things that you can make that maybe you can put into some of your projects. So like Crafter Squares has a big thing on leather or pleather now, and they have these little pumpkins that I thought were really cute. They have them in 2 different colors, and I picked them up because I thought I can do some really cute projects with these. So I thought these were really neat, and they do have some clips on the back. So what you can do is, as you're making the projects, you can just kind of clip them onto any design that you have. So I thought that was pretty neat. Let me know. I shop a lot at the dollar store. I think they have some pretty neat stuff. So let me know what you think. Oh, Trisha said these are so pretty. Thanks, Trisha. Alex, cute little pumpkins. Thanks, Alex. That would look great on a dinner table. It would. And you know, one of the things that I did last year was pretty much making a table centerpiece. And you can find tons of things in the dollar store that make centerpieces, and they really come out beautiful. And these tiny little things like this would really accent it and really just show off your table. So you could have your table runner that you've embroidered, or maybe even just sewed yourself, and then you can accent it with some of these things and have a nice little centerpiece on your table. Some of the other things that they do have are these faux leather leaves, which they have normal paper type leaves, but these are faux leather. So these are kind of neat. You know, I've never seen them carry this before. I think this is a first for them, but they have these maple leaves ones. They come 8 pieces in the pack. And I thought they were pretty neat because I can kind of attach these maybe on a wreath or, you know, on any other decoration that you're making. So this is one style that they have. Then they have this other style. It's also 8 pieces, and these are just leaves. They're faux leather as well, and there's something that you can put again on any of these projects, and these will definitely make some accent pieces really pop. One of the other things that they have that's faux leather as well, and this is a first I think for Dollar Tree as well, is that they're taking these faux leathers and they're making words with them. So this one says blessed, and then in the back it says thankful, and this one has grateful as well. They're 2 different colors. One is a little bit darker than the other, so I wasn't sure which one to pick up, so I just picked both of them up. And I think that they're really nice. This is, you know, something you can even add to a frame if you want to put it on a frame, or you can put it, you know, as just little accent pieces. So let me know what you think about these. Let's see. You can sew these. Oh, Boricua says you can sew these on a table cover. That's cute. Great idea. Marlene says, I love the clip-on. I do too. And I think, you know, it's something that then you can reuse over and over again every year, because you just take off the clips and then, you know, next year you'll have it on a different project. So I think it's really accessible. It's really nice that it's a clip. Now, I guess you could glue it on to whatever you're doing, but, you know, the clip makes it nice and makes it reusable. So that's pretty neat. Okay, Trisha says, do you think you can do embroidery on the maple leaves? Absolutely. I can tell you here. Let me take one out so you can see it. Okay, so here's one of them. Now, I don't know how well you can see this here. I'm hoping you could see this a little better. So this one, you'll see that it's on the back. It does have a little bit of this plastic piece, but it is pretty thin. So if the needle may give you some problems as you reach this middle, but I don't think you would embroider right in the middle. If anything, you can embroider on the sides. And you know what I could see is doing something like, kind of like a family tree, and just putting everyone's name on the sides here. I thought that would be really cute to just kind of put their names on here and just kind of accent it on a wreath. that would be a really cute idea, and you can have all your family members' names on the wreath. That would be really cute. But then you also have this design. This is the maple leaf one. So let me just open the second one. Let's see if the second one, I guess it's not as forgiving as the first one, I think. It's a little bit tighter on the space because of this plastic piece. So if you could fit the name, I guess you could here on the sides, if you were kind of go putting it on the side here. But if you wanted to like flare it out to the actual points of the leaf, you don't have too much space to do it on there. But that's a great idea. I mean, why not put some names or put, you know, other little accents that you can do right on the leaf itself. I think it's the material itself is strong enough to be able to take the punch of the needle. So I think absolutely you can do that. Let's see, who else do we have here? Trisha said, my friend is a teacher. I was thinking of embroidering her kids. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea with their names. 1 minute tips. It sounds like a cool idea. As Marika says, just take it slow. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you probably just have to play with the font size, but I'm sure that you could put something onto these things. Okay, so Trisha says, or maybe remove the plastic on the back. I guess you could do that, Trisha. Let me just pull. Actually, yeah, I'm pulling away a little bit on it, and you can absolutely remove it. And then go ahead and embroider it, and then just put it right back on. I think that will absolutely work. So if you want to pick up a pack, I mean, it was at the dollar store, so you know, $1.25. They're called faux leather leaves, and they come 8 in a pack. So I'm sure you can try something with that. Alrighty. So Bariqua says, use a 7511 sharp needle on the leaves. Definitely. That would work on this material. It's strong enough to take it. I think 7511 would be just fine. Alrighty. So I'm so glad you guys like that. I wasn't, you know, sure, you know, if you'd be interested in it, but hey, these are considered blanks, you know, so why not? I like to kind of just show anything that I find. You know, this is things that you can do projects for your friends and family. Some of the other things that they had were these mini pumpkins, and these are like the buffalo check. So if you're into that little style, they have these little mini pumpkins, and what they did was they covered it with this cloth to have the buffalo check. And I was thinking, you know, you can probably do that with any pumpkin, because I think that's one of the newer things that I was seeing is people were taking these plastic pumpkins and then just covering it with the fabric. So I guess you could kind of embroider the fabric or put whatever design you want on it and then cover your pumpkin with it. So you kind of customize your own pumpkin and just make it, you know, with your own style. So I thought that was neat. But these are just some cute little mini pumpkins. I thought, oh, I'll pick up a pack or two just to see, you know, what I can use that for. And then the last thing I got is just kind of a little wall hanging. It just says autumn on it, and it has this little metal piece in the front, and it does have like a little pocket like thing. And what I can do with that is probably pop in a couple of flowers that will kind of just hang over. You know, I thought it was really cute to kind of add to my collection. As you can see, I've got stuff on my window all the time. So this is stuff that, you know, I really like to decorate. So, you know, I'm constantly changing my room and the windows and getting all kinds of designs out there. So I thought it was pretty neat. So I hope you guys really like that. The only other thing that I had to show you was one thing that I did see, and I should have mentioned this earlier, but I forgot. This is one of the things that I found when I was looking at these materials. So what I found in the videos that I was watching is there, and I can't remember what her name was, but there was a lady that was taking these handkerchiefs and she was kind of designing little dresses with it. And I thought that is so cute. So this is one of the ones that she had, and I just kind of mimicked it from her video. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if you could kind of embroider and make this the little dress? And you can get some really pretty handkerchiefs with some styles and colors, and then just kind of fold it into a dress. And so maybe if you have a little party, a sweet 16 or something like that, I thought that would be just a cute little thing that you could put on the tables or something, and just, you know, kind of stand it up, or you can frame it. You can do so many different things with that. But I thought it was cute. It's something that it was really easy to do. It's just a couple of folds, and I did hit it with the iron as I was folding it. So, you know, it turned out pretty cute. I'm sure there's a bunch of other styles, and I'll have to kind of just play with that and see how that comes out. Maybe even embroider something on the bottom to make it look more like a dress. But I thought it was really neat. It's a cute little idea I saw, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So one of the things that I did purchase, as you guys saw on my videos, if you follow me, you know that I purchased my iron. So one of the other things that I was able to get was this here wool mat, and I absolutely love it, and I'm using it with my new iron, and I was able to purchase that. It did come with a little wool pocket thing that I thought was pretty neat, and it had some things that came inside. I ordered it on Amazon, and it did come with some pins, as well as a measuring tape and some snips, which I thought was pretty neat. But I can tell you that, you know, the wool, I'm starting to do some comparisons between a regular ironing board and the wool. And I'm not sure, you know, how much of a difference I'm going to get. I'm kind of just still playing with that right now. So let me know out there if you guys have used a wool mat, or if you have a regular ironing board, which one do you prefer? And, you know, what are the perks about it? You know, I just thought I saw a lot of people, especially in the quilting world, they do use the wool mat, and it's kind of absorbs the heat, and it allows you to be able to iron on both sides of the fabric without you having to flip it over. So that's really one of the main reasons why I bought it. But let's see if anyone out there has that. Let's see. Oh, Bariqua says that's a really nice idea about folding the handkerchief to a dress. It would definitely add a nice touch to a dinner party. Exactly. And you know, a dress is just one idea. Like, you can do so many other types of folds. Like, if some people who are into like origami, they can do some beautiful things with origami. So if you could do it with paper, you can certainly do it with a handkerchief. And then you can even just customize it by embroidering something on here. So that's something that, you know, party favors, all kinds of things that, you know, people would actually want to include. So it's something that if you have an Etsy shop out there, you can definitely personalize that and then sell it. So I think some people would be really interested in that. Okay. Hey, Robin, thanks for joining. Okay. Bariqua says, I would love to try the wool mat. I usually make my own. That's awesome. See, a lot of people do make their mats. I have two that I've made, but they're two square ones. So I was getting a little uncomfortable because it wasn't long enough for me to be able to really do what I wanted to do with the iron. So I got the wool mat long enough so it sits on top of the two that I've handmade, and it just makes it a little bit better for me to iron, and I don't have to worry about being on one block versus another block. It was two different blocks that I created, and I kind of put them together, but then I had that crease in the middle, so it kind of kept getting in the way. So the wool mat now is sitting on top of that, and it makes it a lot easier. But I now just need to play around and see, you know, how much of a big difference it is with the wool. But there's a lot of people that just swear by the wool mat, and then there's people that, you know, don't. But it really depends what you're using your iron for. I think if you're more of a quilter, you're probably gonna love the wool. And if you're just, you know, sewing and doing other projects, then it probably doesn't make much of a big difference for you. Okay. So Evelyn says hi. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Karen. See, what's the size of the wool mat? If I remember, it was about 17 by 24-ish. I did buy it, and I can tell you it did come. It did come with this bag. And this is just like a little traveling bag for you to be able to take your mat with you wherever you go. So let me see, because I didn't throw it away. So I might have the size on here. It's by Reductop. It's the Reductop. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but RDUTUOK wool iron mat. And that's the one that I purchased, and it came kind of with a set. It came with the bag, the wool mat. It came with a silicone. I'll just show you here. It's a silicone iron mat for you to just place your iron on. So I was able to pick these. You had different colors that you could pick, and I picked the one with the color of my iron. And then it came with the little case and all the little goodies that I showed you. So it wasn't too bad of a deal. I believe it was under $20. So, you know, I didn't mind it. I'm trying to see if I see have the little plastic on it, but let's see. Oh, here it is. It's 17 by 24 inches. So it was big enough to accommodate my little corner here. This is one of the smaller ones that I had. This I got. It's a Cricut one that you buy. And the homemade mats that I had is about this size. So I had two of these kind of side to side, and I was kind of ironing in between, but then I had the little crease in the middle. But now with this wool mat, I have it sitting on top, and you can see the size of this thing. It now covers both of them, so I'm able to just smoothly iron without having to kind of jump in between the two homemade ones that I had. Okay. Let's see. Bariko says, wow, did you get that during Prime Day? Actually, no. I did not get it in Prime Day. I got it maybe a little bit before that. So I think the prices probably have gone up, because I've noticed in Amazon a lot of the prices kind of have gone up since then. But I ordered this a while back, and you know, so it's just coming in now. So it was right around the time that I had the iron, but I just didn't, you know, couldn't handle too much all at once. So I had to focus on the iron, and then now I can focus on this. So I got it for about $20. Gotta kind of just look. I'm sure the prices will go up and down. You can maybe just track it with the website Camel will help you to track the prices and get you the best deal. Alrighty, so I think that was everything that I had to share, and I want to thank you all for joining and supporting me on my second live. I'm so excited and can't believe that this is my second one already. And soon it's just going to start coming more and more. I'm hoping to do more lives, and I want to put a set schedule out there. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group, it is GiftsHQ.USA. And I share a lot of tips and things that I see on sale. I kind of put them out there just so that you guys can save some money. So thank you guys for joining. I appreciate all of your support. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye.